Hello lovelies, welcome to NARC Free Formula. My name's Freedom, thank you for joining me. Today's episode is about ignoring the narcissist and why that can be dangerous. So a lot of you have heard the term grey rock. Most of you should have by now. But for those of you who don't, grey rock is essentially a technique that we use when we cannot get away from the narcissist, but it's a way of withholding our own energy, drawing back for them, not fueling them, and we usually use it when we're in the preparation of leaving, or if we have children and we still have to have some kind of contact with them. So it's basically minimal answers, not discussing anything else other than the bare minimum, what you actually have to. It's a way of making yourself just not look attractive to the narcissist, to not appeal to the narcissist on any level. So it's underplaying yourself, just downplaying, kind of toning yourself down. You don't laugh at their jokes, you don't talk to them about anything, you just don't give them any energy. So that's all good and well, and it does work, but the problem is twofold. One is that when you're in the situationship with them and you start pulling back your energy, narcissists are very perceptive. They feel these kind of it's almost like the seismic, the tectonic plates shifting. They feel that minute shift, but they feel it. So what then they now are going to do is they are aware that you are pulling back your energy for a reason. So they're going to start paying more attention to what you're actually doing, and they're going to make note of the fact that the situation is coming to an end. So what they will then do, and maybe even in front of you, is they will start the triangulation with other people to try and get new supply ready for the inevitable end, which they know is coming. Because they always knew from the very beginning, they knew that the end would come. They just didn't know exactly how or exactly when, but it's coming and they know it now. So when you're pulling back your energy, as I said, you're putting them into this kind of almost state of withdrawal. So you're forcing their hand, essentially. You're making them either up the ante with you, as in trying to get your energy back, and they might run, two games. Like the narcissist is so very confusing because they have the ability to run multiple games at a time. So, for example, in the situation where, your husband or wife, so you're married, you've been married for a long time, you're thinking about leaving. Now, a normal husband would fight as hard as he could to save his marriage, right? But what the narcissist does is one part of them tries to save the marriage while the other part of them is running around trying to get new supply, chatting to new women, trying to lock down the replacement of you. And the thing is, if you've been with someone for a long enough time, you're kind of probably quite perceptive to them as well. So you will feel this. You will feel their strange behavior and how what they say and what they do don't add up. So you will keep withdrawing. This is exactly what happened to me. I just kept withdrawing. The more that I could feel and I could sense what he was doing. So like I said, he was trying to pull me back in with one hand, but on the other hand, he was also trying to ensure that if I didn't stick around, that someone else would be there to catch him in the, if and when he fell, essentially. So obviously that kind of scenario, it takes its toll on the normal human being involved in the situation. You're the normal one and you will feel it. You will feel everything. You will feel all the emotions, and it's hard. It's painful because for a long period of time, you've been thinking that he loves you. For those of you who are married, he loves you to death do you part. He's committed to you for life. You've been thinking that over and over and over. Every time you've had a bullshit argument with him and he's been such an asshole, you've reminded yourself, no, we're in this for life. We have to sort through this. I'm committed. So you've been brainwashing yourself as much as he's been brainwashing you. So then when all of a sudden you're actually going to leave, and now instead of fighting for the marriage, now you see him running around trying to get other women, and not just one. not one particular source. That's even more confusing, is that, it's not like he just fell in love with someone else. He's actually just trying it on with a whole different bunch of women. In my particular case, 5 women. There was 5 of them he was trying on for size, trying to see which one he could get to step up to be me, which is, that's a hard act to follow. But anyhow, he's learning that now. So let's get back to it. The reality is that it is painful when you're in this situation as the human being, as the one who feels. It is confusing and it is really, really painful. So the less amount of time you can do grey rock for, the better. The sooner you can get yourself out of the situation, the better. Staying there, hoping things are going to change, will just do your own head in. I said, you'll be so confused because they're all over the show. Narcissists, when they're losing supply, they're literally all over the show. They're over here trying to salvage the situation, then they're over there. And the problem with narcissists also is this object constancy thing, their lack of object constancy, and how they always have to have one person up on a pedestal and one person down. So it's very confusing because one minute he's loving you and you're on the pedestal, and then he's trying to get new supply. And so now he's started a fight with you and he's treating you as though you're nothing. Very, very confusing. And like I said, and it's painful to realize that all the things that you held dear mean nothing. For me, like I was married, that was my marriage. I thought it meant something, and for you guys who have spent years with them, had children with them, thought that you were, going to be together forever. Like, it's painful when you realize that, no, it's not real. It's all just a con. You are just an appliance fulfilling a function and a role. And when you don't do it, he's going to get someone else who does it. And you won't know, and this is the irony of it, it's so unfair, but you don't know and you won't know this until the day that you're actually trying to leave. Because narcissists know. They know when you're saying, I'm leaving, but you don't really mean it. They know when you're saying, I can't do this anymore, I'm done, I'm out of here, but you don't really mean it. And they also know when you say it and you mean it. And when you do say it and you mean it, when you actually are just so broken down, so over it, so just done and dusted, when you are at that stage, as I said, they will put in this half-assed effort, but then you'll actually see who they really are. You will witness them sourcing new supply right under your nose. They don't care if they've been married to you for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. They couldn't give 2 shits about how you feel, about the loyalty. There's no loyalty there. All the times and all the promises that they made and all the, that they said that they were loyal until death do you part and all the rest of it, that just doesn't mean a thing to the narcissist. It doesn't mean a thing. And this is why grey rock is so painful. Because the only time you actually get to see who they really are is when you are seriously leaving. And then, as I said, that's when you have to sit there and realize, basically you just break your own heart. You sit and break your own heart by watching him sourcing new supply right under your nose. And just realizing that it's not even about, them being in love with someone else. It's just purely that they have needs that they need to have met. They need an appliance. And that's all you are to them. And when you start to have those awful realizations, it's painful. It really, really is. So this is why I'm saying it's twofold, this ignoring the narcissist thing. It's painful to you as the individual who has a heart. But secondly, it can actually be dangerous because they know that you're pulling away. They know that you're withdrawing their fuel supply. And if they can't find someone else, they could potentially physically hurt you or hurt themselves in an attempt to make you stay. But, it's fraught with danger. So there's a lot of people kind of saying, go grey rock, go grey rock. But my advice is grey rock is only to be used when you are in a situation where you feel safe, and emotionally where you have support, because you need someone. You're going to need someone to talk about this stuff with. You know, going through it on your own is the most isolating experience you'll ever have. You know, because your whole world, basically, your whole reality is crumbling right in front of you. And as I said, you know, for my particular instance, I just kept thinking to myself, if what we have is real, he wouldn't be doing this. And I just kept thinking, just hold out a little bit longer. Just keep watching him. Just keep watching him. So every time he was, you know, oh, baby, I love you, you know, come back, you know, you, me, the kid, blah, blah, whatever rubbish crap he was saying to me at the time, you know, so many text messages and so much stuff. I ignored it all. I just kept being solid in my commitment. And the commitment to myself at that point in time was just to keep going. It was just to keep going. It was just to see. I kept thinking to myself, the truth is going to be revealed here. And sure enough, it was. And it didn't take very long at all. Within 2 weeks. You know, 2 weeks. So, Grey Rock will reveal what you need to see, but it's not going to be pretty and it's not going to be easy. And that is all that I can really say about that. Okay, it needs to be done. No doubt, it needs to be done. But as I said, you will break your own heart. So be ready for that. All right, lovelies, thank you for watching. Just quickly, I have an announcement. So the NARC Free Challenge is up and running as of Monday. The link will be in the description box. So get yourself NARC Free for life. I think at the moment the price is like an introductory special. It's $99 for the whole challenge. And there's a payment plan in place for those people who, you know, if money's a bit tight. But it's all about getting you NARC free for life. Not just getting you NARC free today, you know, not just helping you heal what you've just gone through, but ensuring that that doesn't happen to you ever again. So check out the link is in the description box. All right, lovely. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you not tomorrow, but the day after.